right, welcome back to another episode of the Faddah Figures podcast 2022. And tonight we've got Kevin and myself.
Is this the second episode
This
of
is the
2022?
third.
Oh, third episode. Okay.
This is the third.
All
James is not here because he has 1,000,001 excuses. The IT guy cannot find internet. Go figure that one, guys.
How hard is it to find Wi-Fi?
I
It's
mean,
not
back in the day, it was just two antennas. You put some tinfoil on top of it, and you get it situated.
yeah, it's just excuses. He's too lazy to go find.
I'm sure there's like a Cat5 cable you can plug into somewhere. Like,
Or yeah,
come
I
on,
mean, or
James, you're
even
the IT guy.
do it on his phone too. Like, it's not that hard.
It's
He's
2022,
making it.
guys.
He's making it harder than it needs to be.
It's 2022. I'm sure with all this 5G, we can like trickle in there somewhere, and we can pull some of it off of it.
Yeah,
But this is going to be the best podcast of 2022 because the audio is going to sound amazing because Kevin upgraded his microphone.
Well, I've actually had this microphone
Since when? Since when?
since like last year.
Okay.
I want to say maybe it was like maybe in the second month of our podcast.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we won't
So
have
I've
James
had
dragging us down with this horrible audio. I'm just kidding, James. We're just giving you shit because you're not here. But what's up, Kevin? How's your week been?
my week is actually nothing exciting.
Chill.
Yeah, super. I mean, to be honest, it's like all the weeks are just kind of blending into each other because it's like we have this set routine where um D will take Finn, drop him off at either my in-laws or the auntie's house, and it's like we wake up in the morning and it's like there's um it's always like almost not on the dot, but like at 5:30 he wakes up and he wakes us up, and it's like we pretty much he gets up, we change him depending on his mood, we'll feed him and then put him in the car seat, put him in the car. She leaves, I get ready for work, and then I go to work. She drops him off, she comes back home, she works from home.
Oh, wow.
And then I'll finish work, I'll come home, pick her up, we'll go to go pick up Finn, get Finn, and depending on where he's at or what we're doing, we might eat dinner at the in-laws, or we'll just bring him home and then we'll just figure out dinner from there. But yeah, that's pretty much the routine
That's
that we've been doing
crazy.
every week for, I want to say, since D's been going back to work.
Yeah.
That's the routine.
Now, to
So
put it in perspective for the listeners, how long is the drive from your place to where Finn's destination is?
it's like roughly, I want to say like 35 to 40 minutes.
Okay, that's. I was thinking
That's
rough.
one way. That's one way.
Yeah, I was thinking 45 to 50 though, but
Okay, maybe
not that. I guess you guys,
it could
where
be
you
like
are, it's like
45
right there.
to 40. Yeah, it could be like 40 to 45 minutes, but yeah, it takes.
Yeah.
Well, and then okay, sorry. If there's no traffic, it's like 35 to 40.
Okay, yeah.
If it's just like, straight shot,
Yeah.
no traffic, smooth trip, yeah, she can get there pretty fast and get home pretty fast as well. Um and it's only because once you hit Hawaii Kai, you hit all the traffic lights.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not bad.
And
But
coming back for her, there's got to be a little bit of traffic on Kalani Aneole coming out of Hawaii.
there is, but she goes so early that she doesn't really hit it.
Okay.
Yeah. So she leaves here by 6. She gets there by like 6:30, 6:35, and
Okay.
then when she leaves, she'll hit a little bit traffic, but not that
Yeah.
much.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I feel you
then
though. I know what that's like
yeah,
all
yeah,
too
yeah,
well.
yeah,
It feels like it's just like a routine. I feel like only recently we've broken that craziness of feeling like it's just the same thing every day in and out. That
yeah,
could be rough.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's pretty much the routine every day, and it's like there's that saying, right? When you once you have kids, your the first thing that goes away is your sleep, and then the second thing that goes away is your social life.
Yeah, yeah,
Because you almost have like slim to none, no social life.
yeah.
I mean, and if you do, it's because you're trying really hard.
Oh yes. So
Yeah. So
before Finn, were you guys early risers or
I am because of my job, so I have to wake up early anyways. But she slept before Finn. She's she slept in. Yeah, because I mean she doesn't technically she doesn't really start work till like 8.
uh-huh.
So I mean she can, if she really wanted to, she can sleep till like 7 because she works from home, and like her office, or yeah, our house office is like not even 5 feet away from our room.
Yeah.
She can literally like wake up like 7:55 and then just roll,
Yeah.
right onto her desk and
Yeah.
log in. I mean, it's because it's like when you work from home, it's like you don't there's no punch card, there's
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
all you gotta do is just log in, and then that's
Uh-huh.
I guess you're punching in.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so she used to do that before Finn, but now we both wake up early. And
It's weird because Shani and we were both morning people before Chazen, but I swear since Chazen, I have been I don't want to say struggling in the morning, but it's definitely been like not as easy as before. Like I wake up and I really need my coffee before I can do anything. Whereas before Chazen, like I could wake up, I could function a little bit before I have my coffee, but I don't know. Like since then, it's just like I'm a zombie until I have coffee. So it's weird because I was like I said, I was a morning person before, and I was like I thought it'd be easy transition, but it's I don't know. I think that lack of sleep is still catching on me.
yeah, and that's what I wonder too. It's like, maybe I'll get more sleep as it gets older, right? But like everybody keeps saying, nope,
No,
you're not gonna get any sleep until they're like,
bro. You know what's weird? I feel like as he got older, I've gotten less sleep,
oh
and
really?
it's only because and it's all of our fault. It's because he sleeps in the bed with us.
Uh-huh.
So there's like another human like kicking and like pushing us off the bed.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not like restful sleep. It's
Mm.
like laying there with your eyes closed basically. So, but
Yeah,
like I said, it is our fault. He sleeps with us in the bed. It totally could have been avoidable, but it's
that's
hard,
why his bed is all filled with like
bro.
toys and,
Yeah,
and clothes. Yeah.
and it's hard because recently we've been like I said, we've had a he has like a cot like a sleeping mat next to our bed
Hmm.
that he's supposed to be sleeping in, and he's supposed to be sleeping in it like we try to do this thing where it's like okay let's have you sleep in there 4 days a week, and then the other three you can sleep in our bed, and then we made it easy where like just fall asleep in there, and like when you wake up in the middle of the night like 1 2 a.m. you can come in the bed. But it's like some nights I'm just like I just don't want to like put him to bed in there and like get him to bed. I'm just so tired. I'm like just lay next to us and we just fall asleep. Because if he's in the bed with us, like we just he's in between the two of us. So me and Shani will just fall asleep, and if he's up, he'll fall asleep eventually. Like he's not gonna wander anywhere.
Yeah.
But if he's in his like caught. Like I have to literally lay next to him and like I have to put my hand on top of him to like so that he can feel us. Like he needs one of us touching him for him to
Yeah.
fall asleep. So it's still an effort.
Man, I don't know. I, it's it's hard because like he I want to say like he's been sleeping through the night for the most part, and then I want to say just this past week, or one of the nights he woke up at like 3 in the morning, and and we were so out of it, because this is like not the usual time that he wakes up, right? So, and we're kind of got spoiled where it's like, okay, we know we can sleep from this time to this time because he sleeps all the way through. But like this one night where he just woke up and we're like, oh man, we're so tired. So, just made him a bottle and then we fed him and then he went back to sleep. But it's just like that short amount of time that he was up
Yeah.
and eating so hard. So I mean, I know we'll never get used to it, but
Uh-huh.
that's it's all worth it
Oh yes,
when
yes.
in the end. It's all worth it in the end.
Now going back to what you're saying earlier, like remind me because I forget. Chaezens like first 2 years is like a blur. It just like it was so tiring. But when you say you're putting him to sleep, what exactly does that entail?
Um okay, when I say putting him to sleep, I mean he's already asleep when we put him in the pack and play in his I mean because he's not in his crib yet. He sleeps in a pack and play like right next to our bed, because we're I don't we're not ready yet to put him in his crib because me and D are kind of heavy sleepers. So
Hmm.
if he were to cry, I don't think we would be able to hear him
Hmm.
from where his room is adjacent to our room.
Uh-huh.
It's not far. It's just like there's too many walls between
Yeah, yeah.
the rooms, so I don't think we would hear him. We would like need like a monitor or something, um, in our room, and I don't think he's not ready for him to sleep by himself. I mean, sleep in his room by himself. So he sleeps in the pack and play next to us, and yeah, and usually he's already asleep when we put him in there, and he I mean it just depends, like like we'll put him to sleep. And what I mean by we put him to sleep is like you can tell he's tired, right?
Uh-huh.
Like and he'll rub his eyes, or he'll
Uh-huh.
he'll he'll do the things that
He
you know
does when he's tired, yeah. Like
right.
each kid has like a thing that they do
Yeah,
or
yeah.
multiple things that they do when they're
And
tired.
then so for like me and D, what we do to make him go to sleep is like we'll we'll hold him, we'll put his arm underneath our armpit, and then his head will go right like on our bicep, and then um, we'll put a pacifier in his mouth, and then his face will be facing towards like our chest, and then we'll just hold him like that, and then like clockwork, he
Yeah.
will just
How
knock
many
out.
different things did you guys have to try to find that thing that gets him to sleep?
Honestly, I think we we saw something on on like YouTube or Instagram or something where they said the if you the best way to put a baby to sleep is exactly what I just explained to you, and what
Okay.
we call it the hold, you know, the choke hold or whatever, because every time we put him in that hold, he always goes to sleep.
Nice.
And then usually like some depending, sometimes we can just put him in the hold and he'll go sleep, but sometimes we have to hold him and we have to like rock, or like or I'll have to bounce or
Yeah.
swing side to side or something like that. Just any kind of motion. Like they have those machines, right? The swingers,
Uh-huh.
the swings, and it's like that's for some reason like somebody got it right. Like
Yeah, yeah.
that's what put babies to sleep. And
Yeah.
so that's what we've been doing, and it works.
So
So
does that hold work when, say, you guys are at a family gathering and
oh, it
there's like
if
energy in the
he's
room?
tired, it'll always like it
Oh yeah.
works almost like 95% of the time.
Oh nice.
If he's tired now,
Uh-huh.
sometimes he's not tired.
Oh
And when
that's
he
good.
like that's how we know like sometimes and sometimes he fights to like he's so tired he'll fight it to go sleep, right? Like he won't go to sleep.
Like he'll try to stay up, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he'll try to stay up and um sometimes we'll try to put him in the hold and then he'll try to move around and
yeah,
he'll start crying
yeah,
and then like at that point it's like okay he's tired but there's something else that's bothering him and usually most of the time it's either he's hungry or he needs to be changed and
nice.
that's it. It's like once after that and then we put him in the hold he'll go sleep.
Oh, that's good.
So
Because Chazen would he would same thing, like fight to stay up, and Shani calls it like we call it survival mode. Like he's in survival mode already.
mhm.
He's so tired. He just does random stuff. Like just like he could be laying there and like being tired, but he'll just like jump up and start like dancing or like singing or something, just to like get himself moving to try to stay awake.
Yeah.
But when he was younger, we'd go over to like family gatherings, and Chazen took naps like all the way till like a few months ago, bro. Like he took naps constantly. Like he's a very good napper.
I like how what were the lengths of his naps? Like how long did he?
It was anywhere between like at least like 40 minutes to like when he's tired or when he's having like a growth spurt, it could have been like an hour and a half. Like so he
Yeah.
has like long naps. And he had like two naps a day for a very long time. And then he went to one nap a day, and that was like all the way until recently. And the only reason we stopped him from napping, we're trying to transition him, is because when he goes to school, they obviously don't nap. So
Yeah.
we're trying to set him up for success there. But so like when we were at family gatherings, and he'd be getting tired, but there's just so much commotion, like not commotion, but like energy, like everyone's like excited and like doing things in the house. He can't go to sleep, so sometimes
Mhm.
we'd have to like someone would have to take him outside and literally like walk around like the street, like where it's like more quiet and not so much commotion, to get him to fall asleep, and then we could bring him back in the house.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. Finn. He can fall asleep anywhere. Like
Oh,
it's
that's good.
it's it's crazy. And like yeah, similar to Shazen, he does take a lot of naps, and but it's like man, this we it's funny because our family kind of jokes around. We call him Felix because he takes cat naps, like small cat
Oh,
naps, and it's literally like half an hour, like 30 minutes on the dot.
yeah.
It's crazy because he'll go sleep. We'll log it in our the app, this tracking app that we have,
Uh-huh.
and then he'll fall asleep, and then like um we don't want to hold him the whole time, so we'll put him in his swing or we'll put him, we'll lie him down, and then like he'll start moving, fussing, and then start like crying, and then boom, you look at the time, exactly half an hour.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, and it's funny because one time where um it was a holiday. I was watching him by myself. But it was like I forget which holiday, but it was one of those holidays where um like some companies observe it, some don't.
Uh-huh.
And I think these company didn't observe it, so she still had to work, but I had to watch him. And so I'm watching him. I'm watching him, and then he's getting tired, and it's funny because sometimes so I hold him on my leg, and I'll just like I can hold his body with my hand, and then he'll be facing forward, and then like he'll start like dozing off, like you can see his eye, like
Yeah.
his head starts drooping forward, and then like his eyes are closed, and he'll go sleep. And so I remember this one time, I was so tired, and it's like, man, I want to take a nap. I want to take a nap when he takes a nap, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, um, okay, I want to take a nap when he takes a nap. So he goes to sleep, and I'm like, okay, the clock starts now. And then, of course, I'm holding him, right? And sometimes if I try to pull him to sleep, he'll wake back up.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, okay, I gotta get him into the swing so he can continue falling asleep. So, I try to do that. Freaking 15 minutes goes by already. I'm like, oh man, I only have 15 minutes left. And then so I'm like lying down on the couch, and I'm trying to watch like TV or something, just to something, I need something to help me go take a nap.
Yeah.
So I'm going there, I'm lying down, I can't get a good comfortable position, and then and like by the time like I start actually closing my eyes and falling asleep, little guys wakes up. Oh my gosh, it's been half an hour already. So it's like no matter what, I can't get a nap when he
Yeah.
takes a nap.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I know what you mean by
That app, it's like a tracker app, like it tracks like like his nap times.
yeah.
Does it
So
track like the last
when
time he ate and everything too?
yeah, so it tracks. This is like this really simple app. We just found it on the iTunes store. It's
Uh-huh.
called BB Tracker, and it
Bro,
tracks.
that's the most underrated thing I think people need to talk about because we had one when Chazen was born too, but we didn't have an app at the time. I mean, it makes me sound ancient, but we didn't. There was no app back then. They had a it looked like a pager from and we had Babies R Us back then, so we were there all the time. But it's basically like a pager thing, and it had like um each row was like a separate timer, and each row had a symbol for like feeding, sleep, when's the last time he changed his diaper, and it's real simple. Like it's just like a reset button. So it's like it's a content counter, and you just hit the reset when you change his diaper. But it helped because like once he starts fussing, we would always look at the timer and like he can't be hungry because we just fed him like 10 minutes ago, or it can't be his diaper. We just changed him 2 minutes ago. So it's like it helped us like eliminate
Yeah,
what it could and couldn't be. So like
yeah,
that saved us like so bad back in the day.
right. Because I mean, sometimes you forget
Yeah, like
you,
once a
like
lot, like
when you
you
change
feel like
him
you
or when you
just fed him, but it was like
yeah,
2 hours ago, and you're like, what?
right.
I felt
Yeah,
like
no,
it just
exactly.
did that. Yeah,
Yeah, no. So the app that we use, it tracks his sleep, when you change him and when you feed him,
yeah,
and it actually the our doctor, the pediatrician, he recommended it because
yeah,
every time when we first started going there, like I think his 1 week appointment, and then like his 2 week appointment, they would always ask us like, oh, how frequently is he
yeah.
going to the bathroom? How often is he pooing?
Yeah.
How often?
I was like, I don't freaking know. He does
Yeah,
it and
right.
I
Yeah,
change it.
we,
Like,
we
I'm
were
not
like,
keeping
what?
track of this shit.
Yeah, we're like, we don't know. And
Don't
then
have a diary of his poop. Like, jeez. You want me to
yeah,
like
they're like,
log
oh,
it for
well,
you too? I'll
you
take a
should
picture and send it to you, doc.
download a baby tracking app. And we're like, oh, okay. So that's what we did,
No, yeah.
and we've been using it ever since. And
That thing
um,
is
yeah,
so underrated.
yeah,
Like, no one
it helps
talks
out.
about it,
It
but
helps out a lot.
we used it and it was like super good. And because ours wasn't like an app, it was just like a pager thing. So it would be clipped onto his baby bag. So whenever we take him to the grandparents' house, they have it too, and we drop him off, and they can see exactly when's the last time we fed him, when's the last time we changed the diaper. So it's like the transition was like simple, like they're able to pick up right where we left off.
Yeah, and it's good too because like sometimes he doesn't drink the whole bottle.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
we'll just log however much he drank, and then we'll save the bottle for later, and then when he finishes it, it's like, okay, he just finished the rest, and then we just log
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So yeah,
I
it's good.
think yeah,
It's
and
definitely
then the
good.
one we had like it was hard because Shani breastfed, so it's like she had to like remember which side he drank from last time, and it's like sometimes like you just don't remember. So there was like a button on top of there too for that, so like it helped her out. Like, bro, those baby trackers are just super underrated. I think everyone needs to look into that. Everyone talks about like car seats, monitors, and whatever, but that tracker, dude, that
Yeah,
baby tracker
yeah,
timing is key.
yeah, game changer
Yeah,
for
because you
sure.
don't have to think, like, you don't have to stress and like you said, like, you don't have to think, like, "When's the last time I fed him?" Like, "I feel like I just did it." Like,
And the funny thing is, I think so. I was just visiting my brother like not too long ago, and Finn was with me, and I brought him over to his house, so like you know, he could see his uncle and his auntie and all that kind of stuff, and um, I think he, I think my sister in law fed him, and I was like, oh, after he was finished feeding, oh, I was like, oh, I gotta log this. I gotta log the bottle. And then my brother was like, what? What are you doing? And then I was like, what? I'm logging his bottle, his feeding time. And they're like, why you gotta do that for? He's like, and then my sister-in-law was explained like, no, the doctor, wants you to track all that and da, 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 and she's and then my brother, this is what he says. He goes, you know, you know, doing that kind of stuff takes away from your parenting. I'm like, I was like, what? I was like,
I mean, I get it. I get the point. Like, it makes sense, but hell with
he's
that.
like, he's like,
Hell with that.
yeah. Why do you're when by you, logging down into that app, you're relying on
No,
that
yeah,
app.
yeah. No, that's 100%. I get his point. And that can be anything with technology nowadays, but the hell with it. If it helps me with one less thing I have to think about and worry about, I'll do it all day.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
get what he's saying. I get what he's saying. Does he have kids though?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He has
Oh,
four
okay, okay,
kids.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
but
I
he's
get it. I get it.
yeah, yeah.
And he
But I
has
was
every
just like,
right because
I
he
was
has
like,
4 kids.
it's
But
I'm like, to me, I was like, it's not a big deal. It's just it literally takes like 30 seconds to do.
mhm.
To just go on, uh, type it in, and then boom, it's
Well, yeah.
saved.
And it's there. And you don't
Yeah,
have to
and it's
worry
there.
about it ever
Yeah,
again.
yeah. But he's like, no, that takes away from you parenting. I'm
How
like,
much older
okay.
is he than you? Is he older than you?
He's like he's not 10. I don't think he's 10 years older than me, but I think he's about yeah. I think he's like 10 years older than me.
Okay, okay. So there is some difference there.
Yeah,
But that is funny though. I get where he's coming from. But us young folks will take it.
I mean, you know, like at our age, we got to take advantage of technology.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We
We're
like
just adapting. We're adapting to our times, all right?
yeah. Well, and like I've been so. Um, the funny thing is, my mom she texts me. She's like, "Hey, can you send me pictures of Finn to this email address?" And I'm like, "What is this?" And she's like, I have this picture frame. It's a digital picture frame, and when you send photos to that email address, it'll pop up on
Oh,
the
wow.
yeah, the digital frame." I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And so yeah, so I FaceTime her not too long ago, and then she's like, "Yeah, see, this is what it looks like." I'm like, "Oh wow, okay." So I mean, I'm super happy that.
Bro, so it automatically uploads it to the picture frame when you send it to that email?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Bro, I gotta look into that. That's genius.
Yeah. So and like my
Bro,
my parents, they're not very
tech
they're
savvy.
not well they're not tech savvy, but then they're more so they're not on social media.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
So they don't. So well, at least my dad is, but my mom not so much. My mom
Yeah, yeah,
definitely
yeah.
she does not have any kind of social media,
Uh-huh.
no Facebook, no Instagram, nothing. So the only way she's gonna see pictures of Finn or any of her other grandkids is either if
Bro,
like
I'm
one of
gonna
us
get
send it
that,
to her,
bro.
like send her,
I'm gonna
text
buy
her.
that for a Christmas present for like the people that live in the mainland for us, like family
Yeah,
that live in the
yeah,
mainland. That is genius.
yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna have to Google that. That's amazing.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the brand is, but I'm sure you can find it on Amazon too.
Yeah, like a quick Google search. I'm sure I
Yeah,
can figure it
yeah.
out. But that's
And
I need to
and it's not
look at
like
that.
it's not super difficult. It's like all you got to do is just set up the plug it in,
Boom.
and there you go.
I mean, I'm sure it has to connect to Wi-Fi though. Yeah, like they gotta
Yeah,
connect it to
yeah,
the
yeah,
Wi-Fi.
yeah, yeah.
So
It's gotta, yeah, it's gotta.
okay, so let me
But I
do
mean,
that.
if you have if you have Wi-Fi, it's not gonna be hard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's cool. All right, let's get into my video here.
Yeah.
So this video is um of Chazen and Shani. Or Shani ran a part of the Honolulu Marathon this past in
Oh
January or
yeah, that's
whatever. And then there was like a division for kids. So Chazen was able to run, I think it's called like Keiki Mile or something. So they just got to run 1 mile. But we were so proud of him. He ran 1 whole mile on his own. And I obviously followed him on my dirt bike.
come on, Dad. Come
I
on.
picked, well,
It's 1 mile.
once he was done with it though, I had to pick him up and we rode with Shani. Like we helped her finish her. I think she had to do like 5 miles.
What was it? It was it the Great Aloha Run or the home marathon?
Um, which was the one that was in January?
Oh, I think it was the home marathon.
The yeah, like the big one.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But I think they had the actual one, and then they had the 10K, and
yeah, yeah,
then
yeah, yeah. The 10K. That's like 5 miles, right?
yeah, just about
Yeah.
or
So that's the
yeah,
one Shani did. Or six? Is it six or five? Six?
10K, something like that.
Yeah. But so that's the one Shani did. She was in that. She did that that one, and then
Oh, that's
Shazen.
awesome. Good for her.
They found a category for Shazen,
That's awesome.
and then because she was supposed to do it in person, like at the with everybody else.
Wait, like the legit home marathon,
Yeah.
26
No, no, no,
miles.
no, 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 no. Like they start with everybody, but they run a different. You run a different route.
Okay, and
But
then what?
she was supposed to go there with the
The
neighbors.
one that she did um online.
Yeah, she ended up doing online because of
Oh,
the
oh, okay.
whole.
So that
The
she was
whole
going to do that in person.
she was gonna do it in person,
I get it.
but
I get
because of the whole vaccine thing and everything, like
it. Got it.
she
Got it.
wasn't able to do it. So she did it virtually. And then when she did it virtually, she was like looking through the website and she found that Shazen could participate in it
Hmm.
doing a mile. So that worked out pretty cool. And so he did it. And he's supposed to get some kind of medal, like a race packet medal thing and some stuff.
Did you get it yet?
Not yet. It's if if you're listening Honolulu Marathon, like hurry it up. Because Shani, what's weird is Shani got hers
Oh, okay.
and she doesn't want to open it up and like like showcase it yet
Yeah,
because
until
he's old enough to be like, wait, where's mine?
yeah, 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 yeah.
And he already made a comment because on this mile, like halfway through, like he got confident and he has pretty crappy shoes. We bought him there. We didn't get him any good shoes, but he felt like he was feeling good, like running, 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 and he full on fell and ate it and like scraped his knee and it's like bleeding and everything.
Hey.
And it was a whole moment where I had to be like, no, you have to finish, and like I had to like talk to him, and he's like crying, and was like, but I was proud of him. Like he kept going, and he finished it, and he wanted to quit, but he kept going. But he made a comment to her, and he's like, he told Shani like, maybe I'm not gonna get one because I fell, and we're like, fuck, like
Oh.
we're like, no, that's not it, dude. Like you finished it, like you're gonna get your medal, so hurry up, Honolulu Marathon. We're waiting for it. You're about to break this kid's heart, man. But we were so happy that he finished it and he was proud. And I was like, that was
Hey.
like a fun moment for me where he when he fell and I was like, it was like I immediately saw it. I was like, this is a perfect teaching moment because he wanted to quit. He was like ready to give up. And he's like, no, I'm just done. Like I want to quit. And he's like crying. And I was like, no, you gotta finish this.
You know
Like
what?
you're halfway
You
there.
might have to get him a medal for it. You might have to like go Amazon or something, get him a
Get my
medal.
own, yeah. Take it
Yeah,
to the engraving shop myself and do it like just because they're taking forever.
yeah. You might just have to do that
I'm
because
like, bro, he
we're
was
not taking their time.
and it sucks that he's old enough to realize that and he made a comment like that.
Yeah,
And I was like, damn, like to talk about breaking a kid's confidence, like so yeah, that was like sad. Like, damn, like no dude, you finished it. Like
but that's
we
awesome
have to
that he
finish.
did it though. That's awesome that he did it.
Yeah, yeah. So that was pretty cool.
All right, yeah. Let me add
What are
this.
you doing? You stay there. You sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Finn.
Let me play that one more time.
Hi, Finn. What are you doing? What are you doing? You stay there. You sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Finn.
It's so
So
cool their facial expressions. Like
yeah, yeah,
you can tell, like it looks like he's understanding and he's like just being super rascal.
yeah,
Yeah.
super rascal.
Their
Yeah,
facial expressions are the best. Like you can just they look at you like with that smirk and like they know what they're doing.
yeah. And and he's going. He's not 5 months yet. He's gonna be 5 months in like 10 days. But yeah, like this was taken just the other day, and yeah, he's so rascal.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's cute. But
that's funny though.
so yeah, he's starting to have like a personality.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's what's it's cute. It's cute. It's definitely cute. And
yeah,
plus
it's
two, like
crazy. Like
I keep thinking about um the video I saw where, like what a child sees, their what their
okay,
vision's
okay.
like
Yeah,
as
yeah,
they
yeah,
go
yeah.
through the months and everything like that. And I know once he hits 6 months that he'll have 20/20 vision.
Oh
So
really? Okay.
yeah, so like I think 4 months he's not quite 20/20 vision, but he can he can see, but it's just a little blurry. It's just a
Okay.
little bit blurry. But yeah, so I mean I noticed like as the months go on, he can see us better, and
Yeah, yeah.
he can see everything around him better, and now he processes what he sees, and it affects his mood. So he'll be happy or
Yeah.
um, but yeah, so
That's
it's very
crazy
good.
though. And their personalities like it'll like change and adapt like as they get older. Like Shay like even to this day, like Chazen will like his personality will just be like, where did that come from?
Oh yeah.
And his like facial expressions, like he'll have like I don't know how to say it, but like we'll just he'll be like playing in his room and then we'll just be watching him like from afar and then like you can see his thought process going and like he has like when he does certain facial expressions like Shani knows like oh he's about to like start breaking out into a dance battle or like do something
Mhm.
crazy and it's like it's just so cool to watch just watch them just don't even like interact with them but just watch them and what they do it's crazy.
Yeah, when they're by themselves, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the best is when they're by themselves like just watching them like what are they doing what are they thinking.
right. Because it's like their minds developing every day,
Hmm.
right? So it's like even like when he's sleeping, like he'll have bad dreams, and because like he'll he'll like he'll be sleeping, and out of nowhere he'll just be like, "Meh," and then he'll stop. He'll go
Yeah,
back to
yeah,
sleep.
yeah.
And we're like, what was that? And then like, is he having a bad dream? And then also there are times where he'll be sleeping, and out of nowhere, just like that, he'll just start crying. He's like, "Meh," and his eyes are closed. His
Yeah,
eyes
yeah,
are
yeah.
closed, and he's like, "Meh," and we're like, we have to grab him and soothe him. Like, "Hey, it's
Yeah.
okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay," and and then he'll go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And we're just like, what is going on?
Bro, like when Chaezens like 4 years old, like he would wake up like full on like sit up, like eyes closed and just start screaming at the top of his lungs, like crying. And me and Shannon like look at each other like, what the hell is wrong with him? And he's just crying, and so like we're like, okay, like is he up? And then like when we figure out like he's still sleeping, we're like, dude, wake up, like you're just dreaming. And then like he'll wake up and he'll just stare at us, and we're like, dude, did you have a bad dream? And he's like, thinks about it, and he's like, yeah, I think I did. And like, that's freaking crazy.
Yeah, unreal. Yeah.
Yeah. But
So
oh, I want to say like this past week, bro, like he woke up in the middle of the night, and then he went in the bathroom. And so I thought he woke up to go use the bathroom. And he's in there for a little while, and then he tries to call Shani, and she didn't answer him. And then so then he goes, Dad. And I was like, what's up? And then so I get up and I go to check on him, and I'm still half sleeping. But he's standing by the sink area on his stool, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? And then he just starts puking, bro, in the sink. I'm like, what the fuck? And he's trying to like catch it in his hands, but I'm like, don't touch it, just let it go in the sink.
I
And he's not crying or nothing. I'm like, what's going on? And so he's just puking, and then I'm like, okay. And then I'm just like, he's not panicking, so I'm not panicking, so I'm trying to not panic. So I'm just kind of like staring at him, like, okay, like let him do his thing. Like he seems fine. I'll just be here. And so he's like gagging, and I'm like, what the frick is going on? And then so he's about to go back in the bedroom, and I'm like, wait. I was like, are you done, dude? Are you good? And he's like, I think so. And he's like, he's still gagging. I'm like, rinse your mouth with water first. Like, don't drink it, but just rinse it and spit it back out. So he's rinsing it, spits it back out. And then I was like, are you good? And he's like, yeah, I'm better. I was like, okay, drink some water. And I drink some water, and I'm like, okay. And then he just goes back to bed like nothing. And I'm like, what the frick just happened? Like, bro, it's like crazy. We're like, what happened? Like, this is crazy. But like, that's just like his personality. Like, he won't let things affect him. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, how do you wake up in the middle of the night because your stomach hurts? You go and you throw up, and then you just go back to sleep as a 5-year-old. Like, how do you not crying and like it's crazy the stuff that he does. We're like, dude, this kid is so big now. It's
Wow.
it's just it's cool, but it sucks at the same time because you're like, damn, he's not gonna need me pretty soon. Like he's gonna move out of the house already pretty soon. Like, jeez.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like, she keeps saying, oh man, like I wish Finn could stay at this age forever. Like, I don't want him I don't want him to grow up. And then me on the other hand, like, oh, I want him to grow up. I like, I I mean, I like. Don't get me wrong, I love him as a baby, and
Yeah.
like he's adorable, cute, and all that and above. But like I want to play with him. Like
Yeah.
I want to go chase him. Or
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Yeah, I want him to do all that. So
Yeah. But
I mean, I would say like when he gets, like I would say when he gets like his like teenage age
yeah.
years, that's where I'll be like, okay, I want you to go back to
Yeah. Like,
boy.
don't grow up and move out yet. Like, just
Yeah. Like that point, yeah, I can understand. But I mean, right now it's a baby. Yeah, he's cute, adorable. But I want to play with him more.
yeah.
It's a boy. Like if it's a girl, it'd be a different story.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know, like recently it's just been like hitting me so hard. Like I feel like he's at that stage where like I want to put him into like sports and like get him out there and stuff. But just with everything with like COVID and all of these
Yeah,
like stupid rules and stuff is like, bro,
it's hard.
I seen my classmates, their kids are like playing soccer with a freaking mask on and running around. I'm like, are we serious,
It's so
guys? Like
hard. Yeah, it's so hard.
putting freaking masks on 5-year-olds to go play soccer, like this is just crazy. Like
Yeah,
it's just weird. I'm like, man, it's just times are so different, and like it sucks because like we were just like I was getting excited for him to like really get into sports and like interacting with kids and everything, but it's just like
Mhm.
the way the world is right now. It just sucks. It's like,
yeah. I mean, it is. It's gonna get better. It's
yeah,
gonna get better, that's for sure. But yeah, it's hard because yeah, I'm sure when Finn gets like Chaezens age, I would want him to like do some kind of martial
Yeah,
art.
because they say this is like their like optimum time for them to like get out there and start like interacting with kids, and like it's a very crucial stage for
Yeah,
them, and it's like I almost feel like he's just missing out on it, and it's just like it just sucks. It's like
yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I mean,
but like the good thing that's like keeping me from like really stressing is like there's a lot of kids on our street that are just like a year or 2 years older than him, maybe like 3 or 4 years too. There's a bunch of them, so he gets to play with them like at least 2 3 times a week. Like they're all outside playing and stuff, so like it's like somewhat normal for him. Like
oh,
if there
okay.
was not that, I feel like I would freak out. Like I'd flip. Like this is like crazy.
Is he old enough to go to preschool yet?
He is old enough to go to preschool, but we didn't send him to preschool.
Oh, okay.
So we're getting ready to decide on enrolling him into kindergarten.
Oh, okay.
But even that with all the numbers, it's I don't know. Like one of those. It's like a tough decision.
Um, are you? Do you want to go public or private?
Oh, definitely public, 100% public.
You
For one,
like-
we can't afford private, and number two, I don't know. Like it's something about me, like growing up public school. Like
it's
I don't know. Did you go public school or did you go private school?
I went public. I went public. Yeah. Oh,
Like
trust me.
just
I
playing sports, playing football, man. In public school, there's just this stigma of like public versus private, and it's just still in me. Like I can't get over it. Like it's just I always think public school is just better.
wait. So is Shani? What's her ethnicity again?
Shani,
Yeah.
she's like mixed. She's like a lot of different whites and like
Is
a
she is
little
she
bit of like Chinese or whatever.
is she part Hawaiian?
No, I am.
Oh, okay. So are you gonna try Rome to come in there?
No, my fa- if my family ever watches this, they're gonna hate me. But so my brother, right? My brother has a daughter, so I have a niece who's 3 days older than Chazen, and she's
Okay.
in a Kamehameha preschool right now, and
Okay.
she's testing in to go to kindergarten. So they want her to go into Kamehameha. And I have this other side of my family. I don't want to say other side, but like my cousins, my like one of my first cousins, her kids and all of their cousins are all in Kamehameha. So they were constantly asking Shani from like when Shazen was like 6 months, like, oh, he's gonna go to Kamehameha, oh, he's gonna go to Kamehameha. Like everybody's all about Kamehameha. And Shani knows how much I despise private school. And she's like telling me like you need to talk to your family because they keep asking me and I don't have the heart to tell them that you don't want to send him. So it's like I was like I jokingly told my grandma them like my grandma them so they kind of know like my mom and my grandma them kind of know like I really don't want him to go to Kamehameha. But my grandma's sister, that side of the family, they're all in Kamehameha and they're all for it. They don't know like that I don't want to send him there though. But it's just like and like not only that public versus private school thing growing up, I honestly feel that I'm trying to figure out how to say this, but the school or the environment that he's in is not gonna is not as what is the word I'm looking for? It's not as crucial as his attitude. So if he if at a certain point, let's just say he's like in second or third grade, and he really does enjoy school, and I feel like it would be beneficial for him to go to a private school for better learning, then maybe would think about it then. But I just don't feel like at such a young age, I don't know. Like,
Like
what if he goes to
the value. Yeah.
yeah. Like, what if
Yeah, I
he
get
goes there and
right.
he just doesn't like school, like, and like I
Yeah.
didn't like school as a thing, so it's like I don't think going to a private school for me would have been any more beneficial for me when I was in school. So it's like,
Yeah. So I mean, so for Finn, it's we're kind of torn, okay, because I went public school, but D went private school.
uh-huh,
So of course D wants him to go to private, and I want him to go public. Um, but and so because I'm part Hawaiian, she wants to get him to come in there.
uh-huh.
Um, and I'm like, yeah, he can go come in, man. So as long as he can get a scholarship.
Yeah, yeah,
He's like, we ain't paying for him to go to come in, man.
yeah,
And we don't make enough to for him to go to any private school
yeah, 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 yeah.
to be serious. Yeah, I mean, and and that's the thing too, right? It's like your child is gonna he's gonna get as much education as he chooses to learn from it.
Yes, exactly, exactly,
He's gonna get out of it as much as he puts in.
exactly. No matter where he's at.
Right. Like no matter if he goes public, or private,
Yes,
and
exactly.
but then the worst part with private, I mean, yes, like private schools, their curriculum is probably better than public, and they have more resources and better teachers and all that. But you know, if your if your kid's not putting in as
Yes,
much
the
as he's getting
effort.
out of
Yeah,
it, then you're
exactly,
wasting your money.
exactly. That's why
And
I'd say, like, for me personally, like, right now I'm like totally against private, but like I said, if like he's in like the third, second grade, fourth grade, whatever, and I see that he is putting in the effort, and I feel like it could be beneficial, I might cross that bridge when I get there. Hopefully, we'll have some financial stability by then to send him somewhere.
yeah,
But like for right now, it's just like there's just no way. Like I'm 100% like no, he's going public.
yeah. So it's just I know, like we're not there yet, but once we get there, it's like
Bro,
like
trust me, like this, him going to kindergarten snuck up on me. I'm like, damn, this is the year. I'm like, that kind of sucks. Like, I'm not gonna see this kid during the daytime. Like, he's gonna be at school. Like, it's just crazy. It's like, he's gonna
yeah.
have his own friends and like want to play with his friends and stuff. Like, it's like, oh my
Yeah. I mean,
god. But did you play sports in high school?
yeah. I
Oh,
was
you did.
football. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have that stigma in you, like the public versus private school? Like, did you guys play ILH teams back in the day?
Um, I think we did, but yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, but like so I went to Call Hill, so our team wasn't that great, and
Oh,
we're actually playing Ironman football.
okay.
We're playing offense and
Yeah,
defense.
yeah, yeah.
So it was super hard. So like if we were to, I don't think we played any ILH teams, because if we did, we would get smoked.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like
Um,
it. I feel like it. I feel like ILH didn't play OIA regular
no,
season until a couple years before me. Like even I might have been even in there when they introduced that. I think it was
yeah,
only like playoffs, but we started playing. I want to say it was like my junior year.
mm,
We started playing ILH like one game in the regular season.
yeah,
So it ended up like I don't know. It's just scarred in me, or like public versus private, and I'm just
yeah,
so
yeah,
stubborn.
yeah. I know what you mean, but I mean, I think I think it's super important that you know your child plays some kind of sport or some
Yeah,
kind of like group
yes,
activity,
team activity or something. Yeah,
because that's where you build like camaraderie.
hmm
There's a lot of
social
value,
skills. Yeah,
yeah, that you
team
build
bonding. Yeah,
from doing something like that. So
but there was when Shani was pregnant, there was like a time frame where, excuse me, where I had a couple homeowners, like multiple, like three homeowners, who had their kids enrolled in Punahou. And then so like I'm like a new dad, and like so I'm like asking all these questions about their kids, and like, oh, Punahou, and like I'm asking them about it, and then they're telling me all these benefits of private school. And so like there's this like I want to say it's like 6 months or so. I'm telling Chinese, we're gonna send him to Punahou. We're gonna send him to Punahou if he ever gets old enough and he wants to. Like the private school we're gonna choose is Punahou because of all their benefits. And Shani just thought I was crazy. And then like after he was born, I'm like, yeah, I don't. After I looked into the price, I'm like, yeah, I don't think he's gonna make it. Unless he plays football and gets a scholarship to go there. I don't think
Yeah,
we're gonna use
right.
Punahou.
You got to tell Shani like, hey, you better hit those drills, those football
Yeah,
drills.
yeah. Start mixing some of that protein inside of his milk bottle or something.
Hey, come on, I'll take you to Auntie Choi. She'll teach you how to get fit.
But yeah, like it was funny. There was this time where I was like Punahou, Punahou, Punahou because of all their benefits. And like I went to their school and like I looked inside of their classrooms. I'm like, bro, they got some like crazy stuff in their school, like crazy like advanced stuff. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
dude,
I bet.
this is like you said, if the kid puts in the the effort and takes advantage of it, like they could be really successful. I see
Yeah,
where their kids become successful, but
yeah. And the same thing goes for public schools too, right? Like, if your kid is putting a lot of focus and a lot of effort into their studies, they're gonna go as high as they want to.
yeah,
Like the sky really is the limit. Like I just think about if I really really paid attention in school when I was going to school. Well, yeah, I guarantee I would get.
bro, I feel so bad. Like just recently, I had one of my homeowners ask me like, "Oh, and her son. I think her son went to some private school, and he's like in college and everything right now." But I had a homeowner ask me like, "Oh, were you good in school?" And I had to look at her and be super honest, and I was like, "I was horrible in school, lady. Like, I barely passed." And I like, and she's like, "But you seem very like smart. Like your reading comprehension and like like just being a contractor, like you can't be that bad." I'm like, honestly,
You
like I
learn
just
from the
didn't put
child.
in. Yeah, I was like, I just didn't put in the effort in school. Like, if I just put a little bit of effort, I feel like I could have been better in school. But I was like, I was just really lazy. I told
Yeah,
her I was like, I was horrible in school. I didn't take any advantage of my opportunities in school.
yeah. So I mean, like you know, the funny thing is, like because I didn't put enough effort in high school. There's at one point I almost didn't walk for
Bro,
my
I
graduation.
almost I almost didn't graduate on time with my class. And I,
Yeah,
I honestly feel like my teachers just passed me just because I was like bugging them so much. They're just like, you know what, just get out of here and we'll pass it. Because like the last day for the seniors, I still was like failing one of the classes, and I'm like, yo, so like as all my friends are outside like celebrating the last day of school, like bell rang and they're outside celebrating. I'm
yeah,
like in my teacher's classroom and trying to like ask him like what I can do to make up
yeah.
work and shit.
Credit,
Yeah. And he's like looking at me and he's like, what? Like, why are you waiting till the last minute? Da, 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 da. And I feel like he just was like, get out of here already. And like, he just passed me. I feel like that.
yeah. I
Uh,
remember. Yeah, I remember. I think it was my English teacher, and she was telling me she's like, because like my grades wasn't good, and she's like, you're not gonna walk with your class. And I was like, what? And I was like, what do I have to do so I can walk with my class? And then she said she literally told me, she's like, okay, our final exam that we have at the end of the year. I was like, yeah. She's like, well, you need to get 100% in that. I'm like, I need to get 100%. like, yeah, I have to get every question right. She's like, yeah, you have to get every question right. I'm like, okay, got it. I'll do it. And then she's like, oh, but that's not it. There's other extra credit stuff you got to do too. I'm like, what? And I was like, okay, whatever I got to do, I got to do. And I kid you not. Okay, so that the night before the final exam, I studied hard. Like I studied all the way up till the test. Like I I made sure that I remembered every answer. And when I took the test, it's like boom, 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 boom. I just like did it all, finished it. I actually finished it pretty fast too. And then I gave it to her, and she's like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure." And I got 100%.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that barely passed by the hair of my.
Yeah, no, yeah, me too.
Shani always gives me shit, and I'm starting to find out Chazen is the same way. Like he'll learn what he wants to learn at his pace. So if he doesn't want to learn it, like he won't learn it. And we're like, dude, like you need to freaking learn these things before you go to kindergarten. If he doesn't want to learn it, like he won't learn it. And we're like, damn. But at the same time, like he's like really smart. Where like he'll like watch videos and comprehend stuff, and like he can take that what he learned from the video and like do it in real life, and then he'll execute it, and he'll break down what he did and what happened when he did it, and then he'll be like, okay, this worked, but this didn't work, and then he'll go back and watch more videos on
Mhm.
how he can fix it. But it's like it's about like freaking battling toys and stuff, and we're like, dude, if you can like comprehend that kind of things and like do that stuff, like why the hell don't you just want to learn like ABCs and spell and freaking all that other stuff? It's crazy because he's a smart kid, but just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
not like book smart yet. And we're just like, man, his teachers are gonna, for one, hate us because they're gonna think we didn't teach him anything. But it's like, oh,
He'll get there. He'll get there.
we're hoping.
Yeah.
He did surprise me like this week. He this week Shani's grandma came started coming over again, like 3 days a week, and like working with him, and he's been able to do what they call it like sight words. So like he's not sounding out the letters yet. He's literally just like seeing the word and like memorizing what it looks like, and he'll say it. So he can say like, I think his sight words are like he, I, and like there's something else, who or something like that.
Hmm.
So he has like these 5 or 6 sight words that he can like read it. I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. So he surprised me, and he learned it fast, like in like one day. I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
Nice.
So, like I said, he's smart. He's just lazy. It's like, but that's my kid. Shani's like tells me like, you're gonna help him with your homework because that's exactly your kid. Like you were exactly like that in school. And I'm like, yeah, I can't complain. Like that's exactly who I was in school.
That's funny. So it's been an hour.
All right,
Wow,
that was
I never been
fast.
talking so long. Yeah, that was super fast.
But I'm excited to listen to this one back because I feel like our audio is fire.
Well, James better not.
James better
He
watch out. He might lose a job.
no, he's not gonna, but he definitely better not come up with the same excuse for next week. That's
Oh,
for
he
sure.
will. He's gonna like, I don't find any Wi-Fi. I'm about to like send him like a router or something. Like, send him a router or some personal hotspot or something.
All right.
Alrighty. Do you have any plans this weekend?
I'm just gonna go to family's house. Yeah,
Nice. Nothing major.
nothing major.
Alrighty. Yeah, I don't have anything major either. I just like starting to chill at home more.
Yeah, next week. That's when, or next week Sunday. That's when I'll be busy.
Oh, I know we've got the Niners lost, man. We need to take a moment of silence because that was That was rough.
It's all right. All right, man.
All right.
I'll talk to you
Shoots.
later.